Okay, so welcome you all once again, and today we are going to see first topic, which is arrow function in JavaScript. So for that, let me just create one file that will be demo7.html. Demo7.html. Let's start with our boilerplate over here. Over here, let me just write arrow function. Okay. So what we are going to do, arrow, what is arrow function basically? Let's understand that first, and then we will be moving to see what is the difference basically. Okay. So arrow function basically is what? Let's have h1 tag over here, and for this let's have an id result, and after that what we are going to have state of a script tag, and over here what we are going to do, we are going to create a function. Okay, we are going to create a function, but we will not create a normal function. Over here we are going to use arrow. Okay, that is why it is called arrow function. Okay, so let's see. Let I am creating a function now. Okay, so let's see what is the default syntax of arrow function. Let my func equal to, what I'm going to do over here, I want to add two numbers. I want to create a function which will add two numbers. Okay, so over here equal to, I have to provide those two parameters over here. Okay, those two numbers as a parameter, and after that what I'll be using an arrow. This is arrow equal to greater than sign becomes arrow. Okay, after that what I want to do, I want to add this two particular parameters what I have passed, and that's it. Okay, so this is a function what I have created with the help of arrow. That is why it is called arrow function. Now what I want to do, I want to target document dot get element by id. What is the id? Result dot inner html equal to, I'll be calling this particular function my func, and I'll be passing some arguments now over here. Let's have 3 comma a will become 3 and 6 will become b. Okay, let me just close this. Okay, close this. Now over here you can see 9 I'm getting as an output. Okay, so this is basically an arrow function which I have created, and over here you can see whenever we create normal functions, we um, use function keyword, and then we create then we provide a name to that particular thing, that particular function. Okay, in arrow function we will be creating a variable. Okay, this is basically a variable. Okay, and inside that what we are doing, we are providing two parameters, and with the help of arrow function we are saying that what that particular parameters will be doing, they will be getting added to each other. Something like that we are doing over here. Arrow function, this is an example of arrow function basically. Okay, so let's see what we have. Let's have another example for this. Let's have h2 tag, and over here an id result 1. Okay, here what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a variable first of all. create a variable. Let sum equal to function. This is normal function what I am creating over here. Okay, this is the normal way of creating a function. Function a and b, not a and b. Let's have x and y over here. And what we want return, we want to return x plus y. Okay, next time what this is normal, basically this is the normal way of creating a function. Okay, so now over here what I want to have, I want to have this particular document targeted element, result1 inner html, and some this particular variable I'm calling and passing this two particular parameters over here. This will become the values whatever we are passing, that will become argument over here. And this is the normal way. Okay, this is the normal way of creating a function and getting that particular value on our screen. And this is an example of arrow function. So you can see over here what is the difference. There is no difference in the output. Only the difference is that what we have one line, two line, three line, four lines, and over here we have only two lines. So we are minimizing the number of lines used in our code, basically. So with the help of arrow functions, we will be able to minimize the number of codes. Okay, we will be able to minimize the number of codes over here. So suppose if I have to create h3 tag, let's have result2, we can create a variable this is same. Okay, what we want over here is that basically another method, let a and answer equal to blank. Let's have answer equal to blank. And over here what I'm going to have, answer equal to, okay, answer equal to any parameter, arrow function. What I'm going to do over here, I have created a variable which is blank. There is nothing in that variable. Okay, now I am assigning some value to that particular variable. So with that variable equal to any parameter, arrow function, over here I am saying that hello everyone, and I am adding any parameter over here. Okay, just see what we are getting as an output. Not hello, let's have welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to arrow function lecture. Can you see that what is happening? So this is my data what I have already over here, and the parameter whatever I'm passing over here, I'm adding that parameter again over here. Okay, so this thing is getting added to this particular variable, and the parameter whatever I'm passing in this particular function, okay, that gets added to the data which is already added, like welcome everyone. Okay, so welcome everyone and the parameter which is added over here to arrow function lecture, these both are getting concatenated, and we are getting a single statement over here, welcome everyone to arrow function lecture. So these are all the methods how we can use arrow function to minimize our code, to minimize our function code basically. Like when we create normal functions, it takes a maximum number of lines. With the help of arrow functions we can minimize those lines. I hope this was a clear example to everyone. Just let me know in the chat box, please. Okay, no worries, no worries. So what is arrow function basically over here? Okay, great. So see, whenever I want to create a function, like suppose let's take an example of this particular method. Okay, so over here what I'm doing, I am creating a function, okay, with two parameters. Okay, whenever we create a function and whenever we pass something in that parenthesis, that is called parameter. Whenever we are calling that particular function and when we are passing any uh, value to that, that value is called an argument. Okay, so over here this is the normal way of creating a function. This is a normal way of creating a function. Okay, so over here what we have done, we have created a function and we have stored that particular function in a variable, that is sum. Okay, now over here this is our keyword which is called function. Okay, and after that we have passed two parameters and we are returning the addition of two parameters over here. And whenever we want to have, we want to call this particular function, we can use that particular variable name and we can pass this particular parameters over here. Okay, so why I have created a function, a nameless function? Over here you can see that there is no name for this particular function. Why I have created that? Because I am not using this particular function on any on click method. Over here I have not created any on click method, or I have not created any button or something like that. For that, let me just have one previous example. Yeah, this one. Okay, so what is this basically doing over here? So over here you can see, click on this, then we are getting a prompt and then we will be getting some result. Okay, then we are getting some result. So over here what is happening? So over here what is happening, we have created a function with a name. Okay, with a name, and we have specified few things inside that particular function. So this kind of functions basically are used at the time of using on click functionality, like on click like we can say event. This is basically on click event basically. So at that time we will be calling this particular function over here. Okay, but in this scenario what we are doing, in this scenario, we do not want to click on any of the buttons anywhere on our page, but still we want the output to come on our page. So that way, that in that keeping that in mind, what we have done, we have used function keyword, and after that we have removed that name, and over here we have just straight away passed the parameters, and we are doing the calculation of those parameters inside that block. And as you can see over here, we have not assigned any name to that particular function. So what we will be using while calling that particular function? So we have used all this function inside this particular variable. So this particular variable name becomes function name. So we have called this over here, and this parameters we will be calling over here. We will be providing some arguments over here, and we will be getting the results. So this is the normal way of creating a function, okay, when we do not want to use any event handlers like on click functionality or anything. If we do not want to have, okay, straight away we want the output on our screen. So same method, okay, over here we are having 4 lines, okay, we are having over here 4 lines. But if we use arrow function, okay, but if we use arrow function, in that arrow function, what is happening, we are removing this function keyword as well. You can see this function keyword is removed, okay, only this parameters are shown over here, and over here we have arrow, and next to that what we have, we do not have this curly braces as well. If we are using arrow function, if we are using arrows, then we do not want this curly braces as well. Only what we want the calculation part. So this is the calculation part what we have done. So with the help of this arrow function, we are minimizing the number of lines what we generally write in our code. Is it clear now? Let me let me know in the chat box, please. Okay, okay, thank you, thank you. So now what we are going to see, we are going to see next topic, that is loops. So we are going to have demo number 8. Okay, over here what we are going to do, we are going to see 2 loops. That is, first one is for loop, and second one will be while loop. So what things we are going to do over here, let's see that. What is loop basically? Loop, when we use loop basically, loop is used when we want to have some activity to be performed until certain condition is fulfilled. Okay, that is the basic example, basic explanation what we can have. See, we have these 2 loops. We can use for loop and we can use while loop. Both the loops for doing a same activity. Okay, so over here you have to understand what is the difference basically. Okay, what is the difference basically, and the loop which is more comfortable with you, you can go for that. There is no harm. Nobody will ask why you used for loop, why you used while loop or something. Okay, no harm in that. There are some differences, you should be aware of that, that's it. Okay, so that you can just make the explanation if anybody asks for that. Okay, so let's have an example of for loop. So let's have for loop over here. Let's have uh, script tag. Okay, script tag we have over here. And what we want basically in for loop, what we want basically in for loop. So for printing, we should have one, let's have paragraph. Okay, let's have an id to it, id result. Okay, result we have over here. Suppose I have an array. Okay, suppose I have an array of students name. Okay, let's see, let's see in our chat only. Okay, so over here we have Ankita, first student. Okay, let's have next student as, oops, let students equal to Ankita. Okay, next student is Archana. Okay, next student is Ayushi. Next student is Mehak. Okay, next student is, okay, let's have till here. Okay, I'll add other two students, Pankaj and Ranganath, later on. Okay, so in that way you will learn other things as well. Okay, so over here I have this many students. Okay, now what I'm going to create, I'm going to create a variable std equal to blank. Okay, don't worry about that why I'm using blank std. We will see in a bit. Okay, so what I'm doing over here, I'm going to start with for loop. Okay, I'm going to start with for loop over here, for and brackets. Okay, for and brackets over here. What I want to do now, I want to have an initialization point, like from where I need to count. Okay, from where I need to count. For that, you have to decide. Okay, this is an array. So if I want to target this particular student, this particular student, this particular student, this particular student, then in an array, we target with the help of index values. Okay, so the first student, Ankita, will be having index value of 0. Okay, so what I want to do over here, I want to have an initializer which will start from 0. Okay, semicolon. Now over here I'll be giving an I'll be giving an condition over here, until, do the printing until I value is less than, okay, less than student students dot length. Oops, students dot length. Why I have used students dot length, I'll just explain in a bit. Okay, this is little bit tricky point over here. Okay, next, I dot, not dot, I plus plus. Over here what I'm doing, I am doing the increment of I value. Okay, so what I want now over here, I want Okay, so let's see. First of all, I have an array of students. Okay, all the students are listed over here. I want to print all these students name one below the other. One below the other I want to print. For that, what I will be doing, I'll be creating another variable which will be blank. So what will happen? All the students name one by one will be coming to this particular variable. Okay, as per our for loop. Okay, as soon as our loop uh, uh, moves further, all the students one by one will be coming to this particular variable, and this particular variable will be printing those names over here. Okay, so this is it till now over here. Let's understand what is happening over here in for loop. In for loop, what I have done, I have started with for keyword and I have initialized over here. I am using array. So arrays we will be having index value of 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I am want from 0. If I start from 1, then what will happen? It will start from Archana, not from Ankita. Okay. That is why I am using 0. Okay, now the condition is this is initialization point, and this is the condition, and this is the increment. Okay, increment method. Okay, over here what I have used, I have used, you have to perform this activity which is inside this curly braces until I value is less than length of this particular variable, this particular array, basically we can say. Okay, that is why I'm using this method, students dot length method. Okay, why I'm using this method, why I'm not using directly over here 4 or 5 or 3. Okay, I'll just let you know in a bit. Okay, over here I'm asking increment, like first time it will bring Ankita. Okay, it will go in this array and it will find the first value as Ankita. It will bring that and it will add that value, okay, to this particular variable over here. Okay, and there will be a break tag as well, so that the cursor comes down to the next line. Next time what it will happen, the index value, sorry, yeah, index value will be incremented over here. Okay, now it will become 1. Okay, it will bring Archana and it will add to um, this std variable, and that will also be printed over here. Next time, the after printing means over here the value of this index value initializer will increase to 2. Then this Ayushi student will be put in this particular variable, and that variable that student will also be printed over here. Next time, Mehak will come in this particular variable, and that will be printed. Let's see an example. Let's see working model over here, and with that you will be able to understand. Okay, so over here document dot get element by id. What is the id? Basically I have result dot inner html equal to what I should use. I have to have this particular thing. Okay, I have to have this particular thing, this variable which I have created. Okay, so I will be using std. Okay, that's it. Can you see that I'm getting all the students name one below the other? Okay, one below the other. So what is happening, how we are getting this student's name one below the other, we will see over here. Okay, so first thing what we have to see over here is that when our index this I value is 0, Ankita student will be put in this particular, will be targeted, and that will be added over here. What is the uh, basically what I can say over here? Students under this, inside this square brackets, if I write, see, students inside this square brackets, if I provide a index value, suppose I provide 0, what is printed? Ankita. If I print, if I put 3, what is printed? Mehak. If I print, give 2, Ayushi. If I give 1, it's Archana. Okay. So you can make a note over here, like students within this square brackets, I am providing index value. So this is basically index value. Okay. This is basically index value. So over here, first index value will be 0. So over here, it will become 0. So what was 0? 0 was the index value of Ankita. So Ankita will be put in this particular variable, and this we are calling this particular variable over here. Ankita will be printed, and in that line we have br tag also. So br tag, what it will do? It will bring my cursor over here. Next time what will happen? The index value will get incremented because we have over here increment. Okay. So now it will become 1. Now it will become 1. Okay. Now it will become 1. So this value will be passed over here. Okay. And what is the index value? Whose index value is 1? Archana. So Archana will be added to this particular variable, and that particular variable value will be printed over here, and after that we will be having a break so that our cursor comes down. So until our array length is achieved, like over here, what is the length of this array? 1 2 3 4. Okay, over here we have 4. So what is happening over here? Suppose I give 3. Okay, suppose I give 3. What is the index value? Who is at index value 3? Mahek. Because 0 1 2 3. So if I put over here 3, so basically what is this evaluating to? Okay, let me just have this thing over here. Okay, so for first time, what it will become? 0 less than 4. Okay, this condition is getting satisfied. Okay, like 0 is less than 4. That is why Ankita will be, that is why Ankita will be printed over here. Next time this I value will be incremented, and now this time it will become what? It will become 1. 1 is less than 4. Okay, 1 is less than 4. So Archana will also be printed. Okay, now next time value will be incremented to 2. 2 is Ayushi. Ayushi will also be printed. Next time, what happens? Next time, it will become 3. 3 is less than 4. That is true. Then Mehak will also be printed. Okay. If I use over here a constant value, okay, suppose I am using 4. Okay. You can see over here we are getting all the students' name. But what will happen if in future I want to add Pankaj as well? Pankaj. Pankaj. After that, I want to add Ranganath also. Okay. Is this working perfectly fine? No. Because I have all the students in my array, but only these 4 students are getting printed on my screen. Why? Because I have given a value which is not changing according to the data, depending upon the data what we have in our array. That is why if we have students dot length, okay, so you can see by default if I add over here new student again in future, there as well, that will also be printed. That is why we use over here, that is best practice to use length method. Okay, rather than counting the student's name over here and providing that number, it is uh, always recommended to use length method, so that in future if you add any new student or any new record in that particular array, that also gets printed without any problem. So this will be something like, you are, while coding only, you are fixing the bugs which will be coming in future. So over here you can see 4. Now what is the value, or what is the length of this particular array? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 it has become. Okay. So now every number will be replaced by 7. This 4 will be replaced by 7. And if we add any new data, then that will become automatically 8. So our code will work without any errors. Is it clear, everyone? For loop is clear, everyone? Just let me know in the chat box, please. If not, let me know so that I can just give you some other explanation as well. Okay. Now let's have another example, another example of for loop. Okay. So over here, what I'm going to have again another paragraph, and I want to add uh, uh, what display. Okay, display. This is then ID. Okay, now over here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to straight away start with for loop. Okay, this time what I want to do, I want to let I equal to 1. Okay, I equal to 1, and I want to print some numbers. I want to print some numbers. I is less than or equal to 10. Okay, until then you have to print, sorry, and I need to keep incrementing my I value. Over here what I want to do, I want to have document dot this document dot get element by id display over here inner dot html plus equal to I plus br. So what is happening over here, let's understand. First of all, I provided an variable initializer, okay, whose initialization point is 1. Okay, and over here I am just giving an condition. Okay, over here I'm giving in a condition, you have to print all those numbers which are less than or equal to 10. Okay, over here on this id. Okay, and we are having this increment method. Okay, so first time it will become 1. Okay, 1 is less than or greater, less than or equal to 10. That is true. Okay, that is why 1 is getting printed. Next time after printing this value will also, this initialization value will get incremented to 2. 2 is less than or equal to 10. That is true. 2 will be printed. It will become 3 now. 3 is less than or equal to 10. That is true. And it is not equal to, but it is less than 10. So that is becoming true. So 10 is getting printed over. Sorry, 3 is getting printed over here. Okay. Same way. Suppose 10. If we have 10, 10 is less than or equal to 10. 10 is not uh, less than 10, but it is equal to 10. That is why it is getting printed over here. Now next time what will happen in initialization value, like I value will become 11. 11 will come over here and it will check, is 11 less than or equal to 10? 11 is not less than 10, neither um equal to 10. That means what? Over here, the condition is becoming false. In that scenario, for loop will exit from the loop and it will show only these numbers, not 11, not 12, not 13, nothing. If I put I is less than 10, then it will print until 9 only. If I put over here equal to, then it will print till 10 numbers. Is it clear? I think this was much simpler example as compared to this one. Is it clear? For loop is clear for everyone? Just let me know so that we can move forward and see the while loop. Okay. So what we are going to do, we are going to demonstrate the same thing. Like this particular method, this particular thing, we are going to demonstrate in while loop as well. Okay. See what will be the difference. See what will be the difference. So let me have one. Let me just copy this. And over here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give display one, or I can give while. Okay, while. That's it. So what I'm going to do over here, I'm going to have the same thing. Okay, I'm going to have the same thing, but using while loop. So what I'm going to do, in for loop, we were providing everything like initialization, condition, increment in this parenthesis only. But in while loop, we will be doing something different. We will be providing initialization over here. Let's have start. Start equal to, let's have 5. Okay. Start equal to, let's have 5. And over here, we will be using while. Inside this parenthesis, we will be saying like, if start is less than or equal to 10. Okay. Then what you have to do? You have to target this document dot get element by id. What is the id? While dot inner html, okay, equal to what? We should have plus equal to start, and plus we will be having this br tag as well. Okay, we will be having this thing as well. Over here, next thing what we want to do, we want to have start plus plus. That's it. Okay. What is happening over here? Why I'm not getting the result? Oops. Okay, okay, okay. Close. I think my okay. So over here you can see we are getting yes. So what is happening over here? You can see we are getting initialization point is 5. Okay. And we are saying that we want something is wrong over here. Yes, that was wrong. I mentioned this thing below that. That is why it was not working perfectly fine. Okay, now let me just show you what is happening over here. So in while loop, what we do, first of all, before starting our while loop, we initialize. Okay, we initialized at 5. Okay, inside this parenthesis, we have provided the condition while we have initialized over here in while condition. We have said that while initialization point like start number is less than or equal to 10, you have to print that particular number over here. Okay, after that what you have to do, after that you have to increment, and then you have to come over here and put that number. Okay, so there is a minute difference between for loop and while loop. So that only you all have to make a note of that. Okay, so if I suppose if I put over here one only, if I put one only, you can see over here I'm getting 1 to 10 in for loop and 1 to 10 in while loop as well. Okay, so this is the difference. Okay, so this is the difference like what we have in for loop and while loop. Okay, so over here you can see in for loop we have initialization, condition and increment thing in one line. Okay, so over here only we have everything like over here initialization will be done, comparison will be done, and increment will also be done at the same time. Okay, and then it will start printing one by one. Over here while in while loop, what it happens, we are giving initialization point over here. It will check whether that particular initialization point is less than or equal to, or the condition becoming true or false. If the condition is becoming true, then it will print that particular, in this, let's take scenario of this case. In this scenario it will print that particular number over here. Okay, and after that it will increment, and then it will put that particular incremented value over here to check whether that incremented value, initialization value, is less than or equal to. Okay, there is a small difference between this while loop and for loop. Okay, over here what it is happening in initialization, condition and increment, like over here increment is done before the thing is printed. Over here increment is done after the previous thing is printed. That's it. Over here increment is done. Okay, over here increment is done before printing the previous item, but in while loop it increments after printing the previous value. Did you all get it? The minute difference what we have in while loop and for loop. Just let me know in the chat box. If not, we can explain in another way as well. Not an issue. Are you all there? Okay, fine, fine. Okay, so this is the difference, like in for loop and while loop. And with the help of this, both the loops, we can have the same results. Okay, so that depends upon you which loop is convenient for you. You can use that. If you are using for loop, then that is also fine. Nobody is going to say that why you are not using while loop. If you are using while loop, nobody is going to tell you why you are not using for loop. That is your choice. Okay. Okay. So should we stop over here, or should we? Are you all uh, able to take one more topic? Just let me know. If you all have time, then we can proceed. Otherwise, we can stop the session today over here only, and we can continue our session on Monday with the next topics. Okay, I'm getting contradictory suggestions. Okay, so no worries, no worries. So what we will do, we will complete our array. Like we have three topics left in JavaScript, that is array, events, and date function. Okay, date and time function in JavaScript. So we will see that on Monday. Tomorrow is Sunday, so we will be having holiday. So we will be covering all these points on Monday so that we can complete our JavaScript portion of this course. Okay, so thank you all for connecting this session, today's session, and please practice all the things whatever we have covered till now. Till then, take care. Good night, everyone.